بكم في هذا المؤتمر الصحفي. زي ما كلنا عارفين الهند ومصر من الدول المهتمة بقضية الحفاظ على البيئة وتغيير المناخ، ونحن ننظم هذا المؤتمر الصحفي بمناسبة زيارة وزير البيئة الهندي السيد بركاش جافديكر. بالنسبة للمؤتمر اليوم، أولا سيتكلم سعادة سفير الهند السيد نفديب سوري، وثم بعد ذلك سعادة الوزير، وبعد ذلك نفتح باب للأسئلة. الآن أعطي الكلمة لسعادة السفير نفديب سوري. تفضل.
شكرا يا أخ أبو. ليس هناك أي كلمة طويلة من جانبي. أهلا وسهلا مرة أخرى إلى مركز جديد للمركز الثقافي الهندي، وإن شاء الله نشوفكم هنا يعني بشكل مستمر. فأنا مبسوط جدا إن عندنا معنا معالي الوزير للبيئة، فكان عندنا مناقشات مفيدة جدا النهارده مع دكتور خالد فهمي وزير البيئة المصري، وإن شاء الله سيد الوزير يتكلم عن المناقشات في مؤتمر لوزراء البيئة الأفريقية، وأيضا اللقاءات مع الوزير المصري ومناقشات ثنائية، وبعد ذلك ناخذ بعض الأسئلة من جانبكم، وشكرا جزيلا.
Joint working group for cooperation in environment and climate change. This is a follow-up and to operationalize the MOU which was entered between these two countries earlier. So there was MOU earlier. Now we have decided to operationalize it, and therefore today your Environment Minister Fahmy and myself, we exchanged the letters and decided on this joint working group. It consists of officials from India and officials from Egypt, and it will meet soon in New Delhi, the first meeting. The joint working group will discuss and finalize the areas of cooperation in the field of climate change, urban waste management, hazardous waste management, environmental education, and all other facets of environmental governance between the two countries. Because we think that Egypt is an important partner, this meeting of environment ministers in Cairo of African countries after 25 years is an important, or 30 years. 30 years is an important milestone. This is African Conference of Ministers on Climate Change. Short name क्या है उसका? AMCEN. The AMCEN chair has come to Egypt now. So Egypt will be playing an important role as an AMCEN chair, and therefore we thought it fit that we will operationalize our joint treaty. In the conference, I am giving you my speech, copy of the speech which I delivered yesterday. But essentially we said that we are completely in sync with African countries' stand on climate change, Our stand and African Union stand is nearly mostly one and the same. We want space for poverty eradication. We want space for development. And the developed world must cooperate by giving adequate finance and technology support. But as the climate change is happening faster than we expected, so we will do our actions on our own conviction, on our own volition, and we will cooperate with African countries. India is proud that under leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we have launched a very huge program of renewable energy. The program is 100,000 megawatt of solar energy, 60,000 megawatt of wind energy, 10,000 megawatts of biomass energy, and 5,000 megawatts of small hydro, and 10,000 megawatts of nuclear energy. This is a huge program and we'll complete it in 5 to 7 years from now. This means nearly $150 billion of investment. And 300 million tons of carbon emissions saved. That's a huge contribution of India in our fight against climate change. I also met today many ministers from African countries. Minister of Environment from Ghana, Somalia, Ethiopia, Mali, Tanzania, Angola, Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo. I also met Executive Director UNEP Achin Steiner, and tomorrow morning we will have meeting with South African Minister. So we are engaging our own bilaterally with all the countries, discussing their climate action plan and the stand to be taken for smooth passage of Paris Convention. So that's how my visit to Egypt today was caused by these 2 days I had spent in deliberating with all African countries, and happy for the outcome of it. We had a very useful dialogue with each of the country. Our Additional Secretary Sushil Kumar is the chief negotiator, and till Paris we will continue to engage with all countries throughout the year, and also will continue to interact with all countries thereafter also. So we are positive, we are proactive, and we want Paris Convention to be productive, keeping aspirations of developing world alive. That's all from my side. If you have some questions, I'll take. Yes,
Tariq,
please.
please use the mic.
كنت اولا بشكر حضرتك على وقتك وبشكر برضه سيادتك السيد السفير على وقتكم لينا النهارده. الموضوع مهم وبيلمس في حياتنا يعني اليوميه بشكل اساسي. عندي فضول انه بعد ايام قليله سوف تحتفل الهند بمهرجانها الهند على ضفاف النيل، وعايزه اعرف كيف يمكن ان يكون ايضا البيئه جزء من المهرجان والاحتفاليه، خاصه ان انتم كمان عندكم مشروع جواهر لا نيلو للطاقه الشمسيه، وده يعتبر واحده من النقاط المشتركه ما بين الهند وما بين مصر. شكرا.
Yeah. It's good that you reminded me of our very successful India Festival on Nile, and that will happen soon by March end, I hope so.
I'll brief them about it.
So Ambassador will brief about it. But this year also it will be a gala event, and thousands of citizens here will participate. It's one good festival, one big festival of which foreign embassy organizes, but local people support it tremendously. So that's a good beginning. But as far as your question of climate change and its serious implications are concerned, that's what drives me to Egypt, that's what drives me to all over the world, because let me also tell you that whatever we interacted with all the bilateral meetings with all African countries and even in the joint forum, I always told my colleagues that if we stand united, the world will listen to us. Africa, India together. They will listen to us. Otherwise, if we remain divided on smaller issues, again it will be like a Kyoto Protocol, which never fructified for what it was meant. And therefore, I absolutely appreciate, but that is what I discuss with all my colleagues of Africa, that here is a last chance where we should be united to fight it out for our poverty eradication, development, and also fighting climate change.
Shall I just add about the festival?
Yes. Festival, is that?
شكرا جزيلا لسؤال عن الهند على ضفاف النيل. Thank you for that question. I don't want to give all the details about the festival today, because otherwise you will not come to the press conference that will be specially for the festival.
Yes.
But in the context of your question, let me say that there are two very special events that we are organizing, which were not there in the last 2 years. One is, as you know, handicrafts are a very important part of our development and environmental strategies, because they provide employment to large numbers of some of the poorest people, and particularly women. So we have a special focus this year on handicrafts. We are bringing 6 master craftspersons from India to do workshops with their Egyptian counterparts. But more important, when I discussed this with our friends in the Ministry of Culture, that how did India become a multi-billion-dollar handicrafts exports industry, which not only earns billions of dollars but provides employment to millions of people. We said we are very happy to share our experience with Egypt, and so we are getting 2 of our leading experts for a very special seminar, which will discuss not only the policy to promote handicrafts, but the design and marketing of handicrafts. So the theme of the seminar is the craft of marketing. That it is not enough to make it, but how do you market it intelligently? That's one. The second is, again, in terms of returning to our nature, we have a special weekend called the Well-Being Weekend at Al-Azhar Park on the 3rd and 4th of April. And this will focus on yoga and on Ayurveda as methods of well-being which do not involve any chemicals, any artificial supplements. They are purely natural, and they provide a sense of well-being, not only physical but also mental. So those are two special events that we are bringing to the festival this year. I will not give any more details than that.
Yes, please. He is coming.
بشكر حضرتك على اللقاء ده والاستفادة إن شاء الله اللي هتاخدها مصر من اللقاء ده. وبحب أسأل حضرتك معالي السفير تحدث عن الخبرات اللي ممكن تبقى مشتركة بين مصر والهند. فبسأل حضرتك من النقطة دي، احنا كل سنة بنسمع السحابة السوداء وحرق قشر الرز وبتاع، فهل ممكن يبقى في تعاون في المجال ده يبقى بالخبرة الهندية ان احنا نقضي على الحاجات دي، خاصة يبقى فيها أبحاث كتير وما بتتنفذش، يعني أكتر من نقول ده احنا ممكن نستفيد بيها في كذا وكذا وكذا مش تنفذ. وحضرتك البيئة والغابات.
وين هريانة ولا؟
Rice. Briquettes. Briquettes.
وين؟ See, this is a common experience or common problem. In around Delhi, in our 3 states of Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan, even Punjab, the harvester which takes crops out of field, the remaining husks, what to do with it? There are new technologies which convert these husks into a green coal, means briquettes, and therefore it can be used for energy generation. But till that is institutionalized, today farmers are burning it. And because they burn, there is lot of emission and there is a smog in National Capital Region of Delhi. So like you, we are also experiencing that smog because of the farming practice or the burning practice by farming community. But there has to be many things. One economic model where farmers will cut it and give it to the power plant which will convert it into power. And second is making more awareness that burning is bad. So on both tracks, we have started working, and we and Egypt can share our best experiences and come out of this problem very soon than expected.
بالنسبة لتوليد الطاقة، حضرتك توليد الطاقة الشمسية أظن واحنا ماشيين في المجال ده دلوقتي، بس في خبرات لو في توليد طاقة من القمامة بدل ما احنا بنبيعها على الصين ولا احنا مش عارفين ندورها أو نستفيد منها بالقدر الكافي، الصين تاخدها مننا وبعد كده تجيب لنا منتجات، دي نقطة. وعاوز أسأل حضرتك وزير البيئة والغابات، مساحة الغابات وممكن أنت إلى أي مدى ممكن تستفيد من الغابات الموجودة؟ وشكرا يا سيادة.
Forest is India's treasure. We have 24% of our land under forest. 16% of our land is very good forest. And we are increasing our forest cover. And also, from wood waste, we are now started pilot projects of generating electricity, because in the islands of Andaman, we are using 200,000 liters of diesel every day to produce 70 megawatts of power. we want to replace it by biomass. And we have started our pilot this year. I hope that within next 2-3 years the situation will completely alter and we'll go green completely.
Just if I can add to the minister's remarks, the first Indian companies are very interested in participating in Egypt's renewable energy sector. You are absolutely right that India has very strong capabilities in this sector. And the first Indian company to win a contract has been announced recently. They will be building a 50 megawatt solar power plant in Benban near Aswan. So we are hoping that this will be the first of many more such projects to follow.
Absolutely.
One last question and then I think we have to
yes.
go.
No, that's already over. Thank you.
This is superimposed image of Tahrir in Tahrir Square in the crowd. Look from a distance. This is how so many women participated. This is somebody carrying the son from the hand. This is again the path of Tahrir Square, the path of non-violent resistance. These people were actually carrying this poster saying at first they will ignore you, they'll mock you, they'll fight with you, but in the end you will win. People were carrying this poster in Tahrir. This is a lady, this is the Khalid Said, whose death became the trigger for the revolution. So it takes one voice for a revolution. But this is a lady who got images of Khalid Said in her eyes and pictures. Gandhiji weaving the Egyptian flag. Egyptian artist. It's an Egyptian artist. Yeah. This is again Tahrir. The uprising. This is a take from the Facebook, that because Facebook played such an important role in the revolution, with a quote of Mahatma Gandhi, and it says 25th January 2011. Right? Also, almost 25th January was the